Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
Oh, you were hiding behind the logos. Good afternoon.
Logos.
Huh?
Hiding behind the dinner table because a week ago tonight we were preparing to cook Thanksgiving dinner. Doesn't it seem like ages ago?
It does. It feels like we've been off for a month and have to be retrained all over again.
Yeah, well, that's only an elevator operating where you have to be trained. Look at Ryan Hadley is our first guest tonight. And, oh, Jerry's there. Hey, one thing with Ryan, he posted his son. I think his son is 12 years old. And Ryan, are those new braces that he just got on his teeth, or is that today in the dentist's office? But and Jerry, I didn't know. Bob, did you know that Jerry was a airplane pilot? Had a pilot's license?
I do now. Pilot and an instructor. Yeah.
Yep. And Mark Polk is here. Mark is getting ready. He's prepping to get to know you better for your big interview tomorrow.
That's right. I am interviewing Mark Polk tomorrow for the Camper Report show that'll air on Friday. We're going to be talking about some of their Christmas ideas, Christmas gift ideas, and a couple of new live online streaming programs that Mark is working on that for first timers and newbies, and hopefully have those out in the spring. So always fun to have Mark on any of our programs because we always learn a lot. Even you learn a lot, DePietro.
Zagami, you know what I want to learn more about?
What's that?
What is with this stuff?
It's called a candy cane, I think. I'm kind of learning some new things for the holidays.
Bill says great Christmas graphics. Well, how about like a Christmas tree down below and stuff like that, or snowflakes?
How about Rudolph?
Rudolph. Oh,
will that work?
Is Rudolph still politically correct? Have they found anything wrong with him?
Well, I chose him rather than Santa Claus. I figured somebody would get pissed off at us if we stuck Santa Claus. If we stuck Santa Claus up there. So I'm trying to keep it neutral. I'm trying to learn the. This was a graphic set from StreamYard, who we use as a platform. So I purchased two of them and sent one over to Bill. So when he's doing the production of the shows, he's got these also during the time.
Well, look at we have to be very careful what we say right now, because I found out yesterday that our government is closely watching Twitter.
That's right. They're going to keep an eye on Twitter. If that isn't scary, I don't know what else is.
And the fact that young lady that they put up front there, she's reading from a note that says, "We're watching them closely."
AJP, she was reading off the official notebook that they give her every day because she doesn't know what to say.
Yeah, Rudolph.
Tim Gone.
Rudolph.
Rude Ryan. I was not quick enough.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Jerry likes to be first.
What's that mean? A few months ago, were they talking about us?
Okay. We got a good group here. Look at Jim Conboy's here. Hey, Jim Conboy right now is a very excited man, and he doesn't even know it, but I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because where I am, and for most of New England right now, it is raining cats and dogs. And when it rains cats and dogs, Jim knows that he can have a sip of Jack. You did. And know that New England RV roof is going to be ringing tomorrow morning because they found out.
Somebody's going to call up and say, my RV leaked last night?
No, I have a new indoor shower in my RV.
Yeah.
And it's not in the bathroom area.
All right.
So he's happy with that. Who else we got?
Jim Roy is on. He's been having some fun up there decorating Silver Moose Restoration and taking some pictures with his new team. See how his team is growing up there? He keeps hiring new people. He's got so much business on his restorations. And he has a tough time, though, deciding if he wants to wear his Sasquatch uniform or his Santa Claus uniform. Maybe he's both, because they were both in one picture.
Our
Maybe
friend Tony from Restless Camping is on with us. We don't know whether he's in New Mexico or whether he's in Quartzsite or where he is.
He's going to Quartzsite. He's going to be.
Yeah, he's having a big. He's got a bunch of activity going on there.
Yeah.
Hey, let's Bob. Why don't you do this? Unless Tony wants to come on and tell us what quartzite. I always say it wrong. Quartzite.
Quartzite.
Quartzite. QUARTZSITE.
Quartz. There's a Z in there. Hey Tony, I'm going to put a link up here, and if you want to call in, dial in on that, I'll see you in the lobby, and I'll bring you up, and you can talk quartzite. There's no space. There's no space in the word.
Well,
it's all one word.
You've got chubby fingers. So, Bob, the topic of this show is the future of RV shows, in 2023. And if there's ever an RV that is the antithesis of an organized RV show, it would be Quartzite. And let's see if Tony's going to.
What we really want to talk about is the Boston show in terms of what do people want to see as seminars? What do they hope to see as RVs? Because we're right in the planning stages for our dealers now. They're gathering the models that they're going to be exhibiting, the manufacturers that they're going to bring. We're working on some of the sneak peeks that we started to post.
And while we're on that topic of what do our viewers and readers and listeners want to see, audience, let me ask you this. Because of technology, and since 2020, technology has become advanced more so than ever before as far as being able to address people in large audiences. I'm talking about Zoom and those type programs. Is there anybody on a national basis that you'd like to see if you attend the show? And would you go to a seminar that was live, but was live via Zoom? And didn't we do that with Mike Sokol a couple of years ago?
Yeah, we did. We had Mike caught COVID just before the show opened up, so he sent us a video. Yeah.
Yeah. But is there anybody that you'd really like to see on stage besides me introducing Zagami? Because that's the one show where I have to kind of the sidelines. But I'm out on the street meeting all the people and, signing autographs while he's up there telling people how to buy an RV for the first time. Tell us if you were at a live show, would you attend a seminar knowing that it was on Zoom? And would you be able to sit there for the whole time and not distract other people by making noises and, chewing gum loudly and that type of thing?
I think they would. I think we did.
Tony doesn't think he can find Bob.
Huh?
Am I missing the link or am I missing a link?
Down in the comments, Tony. I put it right up in the comments.
I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
Oh, I didn't hit the button. I'm sorry. There you go. It helps if you hit the button so that it displays.
You know what?
Actually, that was a test, Tony, to see if he was still awake.
Please leave DePietro on the street. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tim. I was just going to promote your chocolate shop.
Hey, Bill Sell's got a good comment there. He said because there's a couple of new features on StreamYard, so we can do a live studio presentation, and people from people who aren't even at the show could include comments. We got to look at that, Bill. That might be something unique where we would actually have an in-studio or in-show audience, and we could actually get comments from people who are not at the show. That would be interesting.
Yeah, yeah. But we'd have to charge them though, because they'd be like sneaking in.
Well, charge them per minute. Walter says, Let me just put Walter's comment up. it would have to have a very solid network connection with good audio video. The challenge in some people's internet connections are not very stable. Well, that's true, but we have found that the internet service at the BCEC is one of the better ones, certainly that I've had around the country. They have a very robust system there. People dial in if they had problems, we just wouldn't recognize them. Okay, we have a visitor in the lobby. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get rid of that. I'm still playing. That's kind of interesting the way that is going up there. There we go. Tony, how you doing?
There he is.
I am doing great. It is great to see you, gentlemen. And
no, it's great to see me. You just take John. John comes along for the ride, Tony. Don't, if we're going to engage you on this program, you got to understand the hierarchy of the officials here.
Tony, just because you and Zagami go to the same barber doesn't mean that you have to pick on me. And I'm considering this workplace violence. Bob, do you have his mic off? Or
yep.
He has his mic off?
Yep. No, I got it. There you go, Tony. Now you're live.
There we go.
Now you can comment.
It's
Tony,
operator error.
Tell us what Quartzsite is and what you're going to be doing there.
It's just a giant, like tens of thousands of people go into Quartzsite in the desert. There's a lot of boondocking. And then where I'm going to be is the annual Quartzsite Sports Vacation and RV Show. And what that is Kimmy King, and it had been Kenny King, her dad, have this just huge circus tent full of all kinds of exhibits and RV stuff and home stuff. But what I'm helping them with is coordinating seminars, which is something they used to do and now are bringing back this year.
Why did
so
they
you're not just going as a spectator. You have an official role.
Correct.
Why did they stop seminars? Was it just because of COVID and they never got them back in line, or?
I would imagine probably coordination or audience response. That I don't know. That's before my days.
How do they control that many people, or they don't want to control that many people? It's just kind of a free-for-all. They go to different tents and different areas and hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, it's just a circus. I mean, it's that one of the things that is my favorite thing is a pop-up bar called Beer Bellies. And the Beer Bellies is like a pop-up bar made out of shipping containers. So,
wow, we got somewhat of action with Tony.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a freeze up on you, Tony. Yeah. Has anybody, have any of our fans been to Quartzsite? I wonder. I'm not sure.
Tell us if you've been there. Tell us if you ever have a desire to go there, because we can ask Tony to be a special correspondent. And what are the
You froze up, John.
I did?
Yeah, you froze up there. Yeah. Let me see what we
have. Maybe we should have Tony come back at another time.
Yeah. Yeah, Tony, we're not getting anything, so I'm going to drop you back down. But
okay.
Thank you for joining us, and we will catch up to you later. Thanks very much. Sorry, sometimes that happens.
Yep. Well, I think he's down in New Mexico. He might be out in the middle of not the forest, but the desert
Yeah,
or whatever they have.
Something today. His new Rockwood travel trailer is online, so he's all excited with that. Jim Roy says, "I was taking pictures." Not sure what that means.
I don't know.
Any idea what that means?
No, but Scott is our friend from the Carnes Consulting, right?
Let me see what you're doing.
Scott
Bernie said, "Oh yeah, yeah." Is he on?
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, okay. He said, I talked to him. He was going to try to. Yeah, oh, there you go. I used to live in Arizona and have been there many times. It's a strange place. It sounds like a mixture of everything, Scott. I mean, it sounds like a big flea market, a big tailgating, and
Woodstock.
Yeah.
Woodstock.
An adult Woodstock?
Well, with people that may have gone to the original Woodstock. And now they're going there. But, they're just tens of thousands of people with no organization. There's no entry fees. You just go and I got to get there one of these years. So Scott said of the above, Santa and Sasquatch, it wasn't me. Thanks, Jim Roy.
That's what he was talking about when he was taking the pictures, so he had somebody else in the uniforms.
We should tell Scott that we talked about his North American camping report today. Is that available online, Bob?
What's that?
That North American camping report?
Yes. Go to the KOA.com, go to the press room, and you can download like the last 8 years, I think they've been doing it. All of that is there in the on site for anybody to download, along with the new monthly reports that Scott Bear is helping out KOA with on a monthly basis.
Talked about tonight.
Yeah, we covered those. Yeah. So Bill says exactly the beginning of the Boston RV and Camping Show being an international event, and I can bring in a 5G router to run this. Okay, we got to talk to our friend Mr. Sell here and see. Yeah. We could actually make the opening a grand international event and scoop everybody, because we're the first consumer
that's
show
true.
in January. So even though
in the last couple of years, we were running to the door to try to get the video of people coming in, but the lines in the lobby were so long that the folks at Paragon let them in 10 minutes early, so we missed the beginning. But if we do it from the stage, and or do it right from the lobby. I mean, Bill knows about the technical capabilities. But Bob, let me just say this: as I look at our audience tonight, we really have an all-star team for our audience members. With Scott from
right. And Scott was nice enough to publish the URL. That's the URL for the monthly reports. And you can also see the North American camping reports there, which are fun reading. I like reading detailed statistical reports. Yeah.
Have a blast with that report. Now, the other thing is we have our other team member and Bill that are with us tonight, and really our team of our viewers, and Frank is here. And
let me see what Frank said. Frank, I think this was an answer to who would you like to see. So, Frank, are you suggesting that we bring in the RV Odd Squad to do a seminar? And what do you like about them? I don't know them, and I don't think I've ever checked out their site, but I would like to hear from our fans here what types of seminars you want. Now, we're going to have 2 tracks, and now I'm frozen up. We have a technical track and a lifestyle track, similar to what we did last year. On the technical track, we're going to have Ryan Hadley back. We're going to have Randy Murray. We've got Randy Murray for Friday night and Saturday. He's got to fly out. We got Chris Doherty coming back. We got Mike Sokol coming up, and he should be in person. He's got a couple of new seminars that he's working on. So the technical track will be jam-packed with goodies for those who are mechanically inclined.
And we should tell people now that I know that that Sokol will be back. His website there that you can let our viewers know about that, so they can look at his extensive number of videos, so that when you come, you know the background of these people and you're not meeting them for the first time. And if you have a special topic, Mike Sokol is one of those guys that if you put him in a room for an hour to talk, he'll talk for 2 hours. He'll get 2 hours worth of content at 1 hour.
Yeah,
he will not leave that room. Just like Zagami, he won't leave that room until the last person's question.
Hey, you know what we forgot, my friend? we actually forgot our sponsor. So let me play our sponsor's news. Here we are, 22 minutes into the show, and we forgot to play our sponsor's brand new video.
That's all right. We always.
Good afternoon, RVing in New England. 'Tis the season. Welcome to Lee's Auto and RV. We're getting in the festive mood. We have lots of inventory, so come and visit us. The yard's full. Come on down to Lee's Auto and RV. We have something for everyone.
I'll tell you what, we'll make it up to him.
Good afternoon, RVing in New England. 'Tis the season. Welcome to Lee's Auto and RV. We're getting in the festive mood. We have lots of inventory, so come and visit us. The yard's full. Come on down to Lee's Auto and RV. We have something for everyone.
But you see
They're
that?
the best.
You swing around there and you got Class Bs, you got Class Cs, you got Super Cs, you got Class A diesels and gas, you got little travel trailers, you got the little guy trailers. It looks like a bushwhacker in there someplace too. But
yep, they're the nicest people down there.
Yeah.
And as we said earlier this week, I got to get down there this week or next week before the snow flies, and get some interviews down there, because they're the nicest people.
They
are always fun. Always fun. Our friends, the Hogs from Texas, late again. That's all right. They were on Texas time.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Brian's got to do a little bit better with the ugly sweater stuff, though. That was a kind of a mild Christmas sweater. He could do a lot better with an ugly Christmas sweater. So who else? Don Hawes, late again. Oh, Don. Bernie says, is that a Santa cup? Oh, that must have been in the video. Okay, Frank says, odd couple were full-timers who recently opened a campground down south. That must be fun. Have much to share about RV life, valuable experience, also have a young child. Well, if we don't bring him to Boston, we can certainly have him on the show some night, Frank. So thank you for the recommendation.
And Ryan has a good one here.
Who does?
Ryan, someone should do a seminar about what RV would fit them, such as finding the correct RV for your needs. Ryan, that's an excellent idea. But if you've ever been through Mr. Zagami's seminar, he does a great job in bringing that out. And that, there's no thing as one size fits all or one style fits all in the RV world. So,
right. We don't hold that against you, Ryan, because you're on the other side of the building. And by the way, seminars are going to be upstairs on the escalator this year, because we've sold out the entire space on the floor. Here's something else I've been playing with. I was playing around with a lot of stuff during the holidays. Boom. How's that? Now that still doesn't have everybody on there. I haven't figured out where I'm going to use this particular graphic.
So the graphics are based upon the number of the size of their displays. Am I correct?
No, no. Every was put in with the equal weight, but the software just kind of moves them around and positions them. So I'm still playing around with it. I just got the software the other day, so I'm kind of.
While you're playing around with that, Sagami, I actually prepared for this show. And I know
You did? You froze up.
Do anything, but I did preview. Am I unfrozen?
Nope, you're unfrozen. Yep.
Okay. I want to give you 5 tips that would make for a successful RV show visit from our retail, not our retail friends, from our customers, people that are going. Okay. So, Jim Conboy, my letters need to be bigger. Okay. Here's a couple things that I brought up. Okay. When you go to an RV show, don't think of it just the day that you're the show. Think of it a month out. And we're just about a month out. What are we, 6 weeks away? That type of thing. Okay. So here's my point number 1. Make a day, a full day or a weekend out of it. It's in Boston. It's at a time of year when hotel rates are very, very reasonable. Go. Stay at a nice hotel right there. There are great restaurants in the Seaport District or only a short ride from the North End. So if you come to the show on one day, stay over that night, you can get back in the show the next day. Cost, at no additional cost. There are coupons that you just ask your dealer for, and they'll let you in the next. So make a day or a weekend of it, and hotel, good restaurant, have some fun with it, okay? If you're coming to an RV show for the first time, and I think everybody here, I see that all audience are veterans, be prepared to be confused. Be prepared to walk out of that gigantic and be more confused than when you were when you walked in, because you will not know the difference before you walk in between a motorized, a travel trailer, a Class A, a Class B, a Class C, a towable, a bumper hitch, a hybrid, a liner, any of those things. Okay. So be prepared to be confused. That's bring a note to write stuff down, and also your phone with you that has a camera with it, and write all these things down, because if you go back the next day, you've got a little bit more an idea about what the show is like. These shows are huge. These shows give you such an opportunity to learn about the lifestyle that you're getting into, or to see something different than you already have. You find out that you bought a travel trailer that was 20 feet and you said 27. You found out you bought one that was 34 and you one that's 26. You found out you bought motorized and you just bought a brand new pickup truck, and, you know, you want to go model. So that's that. John should drop off.
Huh?
John should drop off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that.
The other thing that you probably noticed this week is that we have started posting what we call the sneak peeks. And we've asked all the dealers to give us a hint of what they're going to bring to the show. You would have seen Truck we posted, Cold Springs was posted. So here's an example where the specific trailer, the features of it, a double loft destination trailer. So we've asked all the dealers that are exhibiting to send us something, and members too. So we'll be putting stuff up with Jim Conboy and Majors RV and some of our other members, but watch for those every day. We'll be posting additional ones of those. And the big thing to keep in mind, we had to push this out there every year. The information that we post is, to the best of their knowledge, what they want to do, but there are no guarantees that what we post on the sneak peek will actually be in the show, because everything is subject to a prior sale. So they may have units set aside that they want to bring to the Boston show, and all of a sudden somebody comes in with a checkbook and says, I want to buy that unit. Well, any dealer in their right mind is going to make sure that the customer gets the unit and not the Boston RV show. So they're subject to change anything that you see in the sneak peeks. But if we show you something that you really love and you get the whole family together and say, we're going to go check this out at the show, and that's the primary reason why you go on the show, call the dealer first and ask them if it is still going to be in their display. We don't want somebody coming into Boston. And it happens every year. Somebody writes, oh, you put a picture up of this, and I got to the show and it wasn't there. But we also post this disclaimer every year to say what's what. And the best advantage, to John's point about how to work the show, is use the show to meet the other dealers. You're not going to see everything that you want. If the dealers put a lot of small units in, they complain about no big diesel pushes. If they put a lot of diesel pushes in Class A motorhomes, then they complain there's not enough travel trailers. But the real benefit of going to the show is you get to see 10 or 12 of the best dealers in New England. You don't have to drive to them. You can meet them, talk to them, determine which ones you really like, and then go to their open houses after the show. But keep in mind, this is a selling show. They spend an incredible amount of money, and I'm not sure why John is not showing up. You're not showing. Oh, there you are, John. You're back. They spend an incredible amount of money. Boston is an expensive city to have a show in, but the benefit for them is the quality of the crowd that comes to the Boston show. By far, the best in the country. You talk to any manufacturer's rep, any sales rep that works that Boston show, and they will tell you everybody that walks through that door is a pre-qualified prospect, because it's a more expensive show than something in the middle of an open field or an old rundown facility. Just keep that in mind when you go.
Now, Bill Sell asked a good question. There was no car show this year, Bill, so we don't have the parking lot. So we don't have to worry about shuttle buses from other parts of the city.
Right.
Car shows come following year, but we don't have the car show to deal with that audience.
Hey, I love what Walter just posted. Not to cut you off, but I'll cut you off anyways. Walter says, I think you need to run a Q&A session, but not with the experts. A mix of owners, fiber, trailer, BA, and owner types, newbies, weekenders, full-timers, maybe 5 or 6 people that the audience can ask questions to about real experience. I would put that on the agenda tomorrow, Walter, but like the kid in class that raises his hand, we need somebody to coordinate it. So if we can talk offline, but if you want to coordinate a session like that we can do Saturday and Sunday, or one of those days, depending on the availability of people, the 5 or 6 people, you got 45 minutes, 5 or 6 people may be a little bit too much for under an hour presentation, even if were you thinking part presentation or just a Q&A with the audience? So send me a private note on that, and I think that's a great suggestion. And
Walter might be able to pull that whole panel together based upon his Northeast.
Well, that's why I want to assign it to him if we do it. Yeah, absolutely.
So many of them are, and maybe you don't need 5 or 6, but if you get 3 or 4 broken down between towables and motorized, and just have them do a 30-second intro. Hi, my name is, we're so-and-so and so-and-so, and we've been RVing for 4 years. Next person.
And if Walter's smart, he invites Frank Belange, and Frank will bring his Blackstone griddle and his charcoal grill, and Frank can cook up a hell of a meal for all the people in the audience. Because Frank doesn't go anywhere without his grills and without eating a big meal.
Yep. Hey, maybe he wants to park in the parking lot. I think that unit he has isn't that year-round capability, Bob?
Yeah, that's a four. I'm sure that's a four season. Yeah, his DRV mobile suites. Yeah, I think so.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly. So,
Convoy show. What the hell's Jim mean? James Convoy. Oh,
show.
he's talking about what maybe his other.
The show. Yeah. When is NERVDA and Paragon ads going to start to promote the show?
They won't. They don't start till after Christmas, Jim. There's no sense advertising anything before Christmas. You'll see the radio and TV ads go up after. This is a impulse decision by many people to come to the show, so they have to see the ads and they have to see the commercials. But those come after Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. Good question, though, Jim.
Yeah, very good question.
And Walter, maybe you want to moderate that.
Well, I would assign it to Walter and have Walter moderate
it. Walter would be the moderator.
Although he may be in Florida. I don't know if he'll be back for the show.
Know. Yeah, well, he may be. We have the NERVDA jet. We can fly him back.
Yeah, we'll just send it down to pick him up.
That's all. That's all. Bob, have we given people the dates? I know you showed a picture up there, but it is MLK weekend. And it is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 13 through 16. See, that's hidden on that page. 13 through 16, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yep. And folks, I'm telling you, there are some deals at hotels in Boston at this time of year. In that area there, that brand new Omni Hotel is open.
Yeah, they'll probably have some specials to fill it up. Yep.
Right across the street. So,
and one of the benefits, I was talking to Carolyn Weston. I talk to Carolyn Weston and Gary probably every day now, a couple of times a day, either via email or phone. And she was telling me that the Omni has a tunnel directly from the hotel to the exhibit hall, so that you don't have any of the outside elements, as does the Westin if they open that up. But the last few years, and probably because of COVID, they had that tunnel, that overpass closed up for the Westin, so you still had to go outside. But there's a possibility that if you stayed at the Westin or the Omni, you could do it without subjecting yourself to the elements.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that particular year that we stayed at the Westin, that was a cold one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cold one. I don't think there was snow, but it was cold. And, you come out of that convention hall and you walk outside and it wakes you up pretty nicely, pretty quickly. So the jet by Athens, Texas, too. Okay. What the heck is down there?
Yeah, we missed our half. We're doing terrible.
But we were at 20, so we
commercial.
RVing in New England is sponsored by our friends at Lee's Auto RV Ranch in Ellington, Connecticut. Conveniently located between Hartford, Connecticut and Sturbridge, Massachusetts, just off Route 84. Visit this family-owned dealership that sells new and pre-owned RVs, pre-owned pickup trucks for your new trailer or fifth wheel, and the latest in ATVs and powersports products. Now in their 28th year of serving outdoor enthusiasts throughout the Northeast, they offer a 28,000 square foot facility and a 50,000 pound Mohawk lift that can handle up to the largest diesel pusher motorhomes. Lee's also offers a full body shop and collision repair services. Visit Lee's Auto RV Ranch at 171 West Road, Ellington, Connecticut, or call them at 833-429-9397. Always online at www.leesautoranch.com.
No, I happen to know that is not Gracie.
That is not Gracie. It's not Faith, and it is not Stephanie. You will not find that person when you go down to visit the dealership. You will not find, unless you can figure out which computer that voice file was on.
I am going to guess that. I don't want to say anything. I'll get in trouble. Can you change the gender of that?
Actually, I think they did send us both a male and a female computerized version. I can check. I can check that.
Because you can change genders anyway now, so you might as well be able to change genders on the computer. So anyway,
sure.
So
Bill says the Omni is undercover from the Silver Line stop, but outside. Weston just asked the venue to make the arrangements. Starbucks is the real reason to open it.
That's right. Starbucks is in that corner, right by that entrance. Then you go up the stairs and then take right over.
At the Weston, right? Yeah,
yes,
at the Weston. Yeah,
correct. But we're staying at the A loft anyway.
Yes, we'll be across D Street at the A loft.
Yeah,
Bill Sell, yes, you have both. The male one is named Johnny. Oh, Bill Sell. Oh, okay, because he's got these on his computer too. Well, what's the woman's name, Bill? I don't think we properly introduced her. Maybe Johnny and Jill. What's the thing there?
Johnny and Jill.
He says, I think the Weston is close to full book soon. All right, and
you're right.
So Campus Inn's going to need a lot of rooms in Boston. I looked at the first pass at the preliminary floor plan, and Campers Inn and Pete's RV will be our two largest exhibitors this year, and they're going to need a lot of salespeople and staff and support staff. She is Joni, just like Chef
and Johnny. Joni and Johnny.
Johnny. Maybe it's Johnny.
Joni and Johnny.
Just like Chef Boy. What the hell does Chef Boyardee have to do with Johnny and Johnny?
Those guys. You know what? They don't. I don't know what. I don't know where this Chef Boyardee stuff came from, but I'm filing an unfair labor practice because I'm getting.
You know how you see these campaigns to help other people out, and they ask you to bring canned goods for a food bank or something?
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
I think everybody coming to the Boston show,
bring a can of Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee, just for you. And if they can't find you,
I'll bring it to the food bank.
Right. If they can't find you, they can always drop it off at the seminar stage, because that's probably where I'll be for most of the 4 days.
They have to go through security, Bob. If they have to go through security, those little metal detectors, and it starts beeping, what are they going to say? I got a can of Chef Boyardee stuffed in my pants?
Well, but if they say it's for John DePietro, then they'll go right through. I mean, the guards aren't going to screw around with John DePietro.
That's true. Especially since I have roots in Revere.
Yeah. So let's see.
I don't care what anybody says. Revere takes Southie in a fist fight any day.
Look at Bill Sells sucking up to you. God, come on, Bill, please. Don't make his head go crazy.
See ya. Todd Emerson.
He comes in late. He comes in late and he leaves early.
Yeah, and tells everybody he's good. But Todd Emerson, just remember one thing. You're in charge of buying the pizza. The thing, Bob, that we've over the years, we don't have to buy anything at those because our vendors, our retailers, you got to give Campers Inn credit because they have the best selection of junk, Bernie. They have chips.
That's right.
Donuts in the morning and that type of thing.
But feed the people in the media very well. You're right.
I always recall that Todd Emerson always has a nice pizza up there for pizza. And then we used to get from Flag RV, we used to get the water.
Yep.
And so we'll have to get water from who else has got our friend Scott Silva.
Yeah, we get water from Cold Springs.
Water.
Yeah.
So
you can do that.
We plan our show based upon what types of goodies our dealers have.
Yep.
So
for those that don't know Todd Emerson, he is sales manager at Longview RV, who is coming back into the show this year. They will have Berkshire diesel motorhomes and something else, but I don't have the list in front of me. It's on the other disc. Kevin Horkey, glad to see you here tonight, Kevin. Looking forward to the upcoming Boston RV show. And Kevin tells me that their Cougar RVs this year will be in the Pete's RV display. So if you want to find Kevin Horkey, who's a big fan of the show, he'd love to talk to you also. Look for him at the Pete's RV display, where you'll find the Cougar travel trailers and fifth wheels. And
make sure you bring Christensen around.
Make sure what? We lost your video.
Brings Mr. Christensen. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why.
You mean Matt Zimmerman?
Zimmerman.
I don't know. Matt's got a big promotion. I don't know if he does RV shows anymore. So,
well, that means he's got a bigger. That means he's got a bigger expense account.
Well, that's true. But he did well for us on last year's expense account. So
I know, but we had to share a stake. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got the meat, I got the bone.
Hey, check out Bill Sell. How about we create a 60-minute long pregame show from in the lobby, so all waiting will be able to watch, use StreamYard, and call it RVing in New England live show. Bring in some of the dealers for interviews, Janine Pettit and others, for a few minutes each. Keep the audience in the lobby entertained before game time. Wow.
That's excellent.
That is an outstanding idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin likes the expense account comment too.
Well, yeah, he loves it when his boss, picks up the tab. Sure.
Like such a fool, because I was at that when we were in Las Vegas, Jeff Runnels came up to me and said something. Yeah. I had no idea who he was. You're
supposed to remember people.
We had just gone to dinner with him a few months earlier. The whole disc looks better.
Don Haas is being a smartass to Pedro. You better.
The white disc looks better. I don't know what happened here. I've got everything plugged in.
So Bernie says, "No, that's done." I thought I just saw something from Bernie. Oh yeah. Bernie says, John, if I feed you, can we do a couple of interviews for Campers Inn?
Absolutely.
Bernie, you're such a good friend of the show, and you're our fill-in co-host. We certainly would do a couple of interviews at Campers Inn.
And Bernie, I'm coming and leaving food off you, whether you're not.
Right. I'd recommend that we do one with you, Bernie, if you could sing your way through the interview like you did with Let It Snow a couple of years ago when you did
Let It Snow at the RV show
on the Solitude. I think you should sing for us at the show when we come around to do the videos and the like.
Yeah. Bob, we got to write down this thing about the pregame the pregame show. The way that they do before every NFL game, they do that.
Yeah.
No.
I think
do that. Set it right up at Carolyn's booth.
I've done a screenshot at it. Yeah, we could do it right outside in the lobby.
Yep.
Plenty of light. Do it live there and broadcast it live, so we get all the other people getting excited for the weekend. Maybe we could even get a TV personality or a weatherman to come in and do some weather stuff. I already talked to Diane about that to see if we can maybe get some publicity there.
Yep.
And we may have a big announcement for you next week, but I don't want to let any cat out of the bag about the show, about something special at the show. So you got to watch every week now between now and the show, because things are happening quickly. We're on the phone every day, planning new strategies, talking to the dealers, helping out the dealers with their displays and what they're going to have. I'll have the full list of dealers probably for the show next week.
But you can yell some of them out now, though.
Yeah, Campers Inn and Pete's are the two biggest in the show.
Yeah, and there's others.
They deserve that. Yeah, Cold Springs is up there. Cold Springs is always right up the front where they normally are. Seacoast RV has expanded their space. Man's RV has expanded their space. Bradford, I think, took a little bit more space. It was a struggle. We got Airstream trailers. We got Airstream motorhomes. There's going to be a good, very good selection of product at the show. And this is a big show for the manufacturers and their reps. They understand the value of the Boston show. And again, go back to the quality of the audience. So, this was fantastic. We're not too, empty? No, 752. This was exactly what we wanted, though. Between Walter had a great suggestion. Bill's had several suggestions. I love the pre-game show. If we build it all around much like it was a football game or something, that would be good. And John will be doing a lot of live videos. We'll be broadcasting live.
Yep. I'm starting to get excited about it,
Yeah.
Yeah. That doldrum period there between month of November. Although this year in November, we took the RV out, even after it was winterized. There was no campgrounds open up in Maine, but it was going to be 70 degrees that day. We just got in the motor and drove to Portland, Maine, and luckily Bella's that was able to accommodate for that night. Blast.
Let me throw something else in. I was on an analyst call that I do about once a month. No, I think it's once a quarter. And we were talking about conditions around the country. And all around the country, even though there's inflation and gas prices, the shows are selling out. The dealerships are busy. They are selling product. They have great inventory. They're selling product. They're going to have great inventory at the show. We expect big crowds at the show. And I commented on the fact that our season has really been extended up here because of the weather that you talk about. I mean, we had weekends of 50, 60, 70 degrees, and the dealers' lots were full. So call it climate change, call it whatever you want, but the sales are brisk because we have tremendous conditions for them. And that's going to carry us right into the show. And every person, every analyst on the call, every manufacturer, every dealer that was on the call expects to have a very good first quarter going into next year. That there's no concern that we would get anywhere near the 2008, 2011 recession, nothing close to it. People are making good profits. They're selling units. So the market is really good. And it's a consumer market right now. It's a buyer's market. The dealers have a lot of inventory, and you're going to be able to make some incredible deals at the Boston RV and Camping Show come January. Let me tell you. So bring the checkbook. And we should give them some hints, John, as far as what they should bring with them in terms of documentation and photographs and whatever.
Well, you want to bring your title, you bring your bank statement or how much you still owe on the loan, and you definitely want to have photos of it, both inside and out. So the dealers, in fact, who we got, like Bernie, you can tell us, what documentation do you want, Bernie? I'm telling you that stuff off the top of my head, but there might be, how much do you still owe on it, who the current bank is, and, what year it is, and the model number, especially the model number. So you can't just say, I have a Winnebago 23 foot unit. Try to be as specific as possible. And then in Bernie's case, what they can do is they'll go see the guys that are sitting under the tent, and they'll be able to tell you exactly what the book value of that product is, and registration or copy of the title. So
well, Walter says we should have Matthew McConaughey on the pre-show because he owns an Airstream. Well, I'll one-up you, Walter. I'd rather have Miranda Lambert on the pre-show because she owns an Airstream. Frank Cates says, you mentioned Airstream dealers. Yes, Airstream of Nashua will be bringing in the Airstream towables, and Mercedes-Benz of Scarborough, which used to be Prime Motorcars but was sold, Mercedes-Benz of Scarborough will be bringing in the Airstream motorhomes. Scott Baer says, our research shows that there is a large demand for RVs that are cold weather capable. They want to get out even in the snow and cold, stay at ski resorts or wherever. Big growth opportunity on the cold weather. You're right, Scott. And there are many here in New England, many ski resorts in New England who are actually putting up connections, water and electricity in their parking lot so that the RV fans that go skiing will be able to hook up their RVs and go back to a warm RV. I don't believe I've seen any that have disposals, waste dump stations, but that I'm sure will be coming.
Hey, Bob, I just thought one other thing to bring to the show with you.
Me?
Not you, but I mean our audience.
Oh, the audience.
To bring with them. And you know what? Most computers now, they have a little program there where you can print out business cards. And you don't have to go out and get the actual paper for, print cards. And if you can put a picture of your unit on it on one side and then have all of your data on the other side, your name, address, phone number, where the salesperson can reach you, Bernie will tell you they want to sell units. That is it. This come and try it out and see if you like the thing. They want to sell it. And the easier that you can make it for a company to sell it to you, the of getting it, because it's simple. Make it easy for sell something to you, and they'll make it easier for you to get from them.
Yep. And following up on that, seeing that you already have the computer, go to avery.com online and you can design your own labels, and they'll tell you, if you have a box of labels at home, you can go in there and call up that label number and print out a couple of sheets of labels with your name and address and email address. So when you go visit with all those campgrounds that are there, instead of filling out all those little cards, just take and rip off one of those labels and stick it on the card, and you save yourself a lot of writing time. So bring those along with you with all your other paperwork. Good thinking.
Which, believe it or not, we're just about out of time.
Just about done. Just about done. I think we got most of the comments, but we'll have more information for you each week. And this Bill, you win the prize for the best suggestion of the night. I mean, Swenson was close, and I like the idea of engaging actual end users that can speak the truth of what they go through and how they work it. Little tips, but this 60 minutes this has got legs, Mr. Sell. This has got long legs. Yeah. Yep.
Maybe it's even a sale brought to you by so-and-so. But we want to also make sure that we thank our audience.
We could probably get a sponsor for it too.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Saleable. What we want to do is thank our audience for coming back to us. It's very easy to lose your audience. We're always leery. Jay Leno used to say he never would go on vacation because he felt as though that he might not get his job back if somebody else came in and sat in for him that was better than him. So, Kevin, thank you so much for your kind words. We presume you're still in Elkhart. And the truth, John, thanks for keeping it real. Open communication is the key to a win. That's right. That's absolutely, Bernie. People liked, you know what? We're almost out of time, but there was a place in Worcester called Spags, and Mr. Brigatti used to wear a little button and it said, people like to buy from people who like to sell. And you will go to this show, you'll go to any retail store, and you'll see people that there. They should be in accounting in the back, or they should be working off the loading dock. If you're a good customer, then you'll find a good salesperson that will help you out. And the name of the game today is get a customer for life, not just for one deal. And we want to thank our friends at Lee's for sponsoring our show. And I got to get down there in the next week. And we'll have some
better find your way down there. All right. I'm going to put up the Lee's commercial, then we'll put up our closing thing. We will see you next week. If you like the show, let us know. And please share this with your friends and family, and tell everybody else about the show, and help us continue to grow and stay on for another year. All right. See you down the road.
Good afternoon, RVing in New England. 'Tis the season. Welcome to Lee's Auto and RV. We're getting in the festive mood. We have lots of inventory, so come and visit us. The yard's full. Come on down to Lee's Auto and RV. We have something for everyone.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.